Hey yo, welcome everyone to Craft Beer Blab. It's another Tuesday night, and we're just about ready to get started here. Tonight we have our guest Brewswap app. Hopefully we'll get someone, my co-host Jonah, coming on here. Let's see here. So while we're waiting for people to come on, I'm going to go ahead and crack open my... Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how are you, Gunnar?
Good. Nice to see you on here. Thanks for joining in.
Likewise. Thanks for inviting me.
No problem. Just waiting for my co-host, Jonah D. Pasquale, to join in.
Cool.
But while we're waiting for him, what do you got going on? What are you drinking?
I am right now drinking 2.5 week old. No, just about 2 weeks on Friday. Green Treehouse.
Nice.
Yeah. I went up there 2 weeks ago. I drove there from New Jersey. So it's about a 4-hour drive to their place in Massachusetts.
Awesome. I was just about to pour a Nuclearius Brewing, 2 women.
That's hilarious. That's it's funny you mentioned Nuclearis. Nuclearis was I think the first beer I ever traded for was a Nuclearis.
Nice.
Yeah, they're based out of Wisconsin, right?
Right. Yeah. They're out of Wisconsin. I got a buddy of mine that I don't know if he went there or if we can buy it locally here in Minnesota, but he brought over like a sample 6-pack. So 2 women was one of them, which I think is a lager. And awesome. Then another one was this Totally Naked, which I haven't looked up yet, so I'm not sure what it is. But that'll be interesting.
Oh, let me know how it is.
Well, their 2 women is actually pretty good. I'm not usually a lager fan, but this is nice and fruity. It's got some nice fruit tones to it, so it's a good one.
I've recently got introduced. It's weird. They've been around for a long time. I've seen them, but I never actually had one. A Jack's Abbey. Oh. It was like a tap takeover at a bar that I went to, and I believe they only brew lagers.
Whoop-ass double IPA. Nice. So this is my awesome co-host, Jonah D. He's in the house. He's getting his pour on.
What's up?
No, we'll see, because he usually can't pour very well, so we'll see. Hopefully he's got a good pour going. Yeah,
nice. Going smoothly. It's a pretty nice pour.
Yeah. Good job. It looks like Dan K's in the chat there. Nice to see him. Hopefully we get some more people coming on. So how are things with you, Jonah?
Excellent. We got the first day of kids going back to school, and everybody's bitching and moaning about that. But, Dad's happy, and
right.
I don't know, man. Mixed emotions. Just trying to, I think this is your official first show on Fire Talk.
Fire Talk, yeah. It definitely is. Hey, your mic is coming in just a little soft.
Better?
I can hear you, but...
Go team.
Yeah, there you go. Just swallow the mic and you'll be good.
Sorry. Yeah.
Hey, and Red Flag Dan's in the chat. Nice to see you on here, Dan.
I love it. He's gonna start talking about pumpkin spice beer, and I'm gonna start vomiting, dude. Went to Starbucks today. I'm like, hello, welcome to Starbucks. I'd like a pumpkin latte. Beep, 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 pumpkin latte.
Well, it's like pumpkin this, cinnamon that, apple this, and it's like all of a sudden, right before the leaves start turning, then you start getting all that stuff. But, I actually just had, I think it was yesterday, I had a Ballast Point, their pumpkin ale. Yeah. Another buddy of mine brought over some Ballast Point beers, and that was one of them, and we cracked it open, and it actually wasn't too bad. I mean, it's still pumpkin spice flavored, but it wasn't so over the top like some of them.
Right.
So, I mean, it is what it is.
Let's talk about this awesome guest. I was doing a little homework, and I'm super excited because I know that we've sort of exchanged cooking supplies, and
Right.
again, Craft Beer Blab on the Facebook page. If you've not liked that or jumped on that, that is a fun group to be part of. But like I said, I mean, I'm hailing from upstate New York, and I know that I cannot get the same beers as Rochester, Minnesota, and
Right.
Gunner's been great in terms of hooking me up with some of the surly wheelhouse stuff, which is great. I got a couple things kind of in the works, right? I do owe Gunner a cooking supplies package, but so tell us a little bit about it. I mean, there's so many like just stupid apps out there for everything and anything, but Brewswap is, I mean, I love it. I love it. That's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny you call it cooking supplies. I think I go with like hot sauce a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give my secrets away though, just in case.
Sauce.
Yeah, hot sauce always works. What's odd is the fact that they even ask you what's inside. Right. I find that some do and some don't.
Right.
But whatever. Brewswap was basically born out of my my passion, I guess, for the entire scene itself. Because I've been active in it for years now, and you've always had the social media platforms that exist, which aren't always as convenient as you'd like them to be. And I just noticed that there was a demand for something that was a bit more simplistic. I know there's stuff out there currently, but I just found that some of the stuff that I personally wanted to see was lacking on some of the other options available. And, I out of that desire to kind of simplify the whole entire process, Brewswap was born. And our goal really is to make it as convenient and as simple as possible to provide everybody who is into this scene just an easy way to whip out your phone and get connected to other people who are also into this. Like exactly like all of us. What could be more convenient? You have the forums, obviously, and Facebook, which I always used. Right on. And you have Reddit and you have Instagram and all these different fragmented scenes, but there's nothing simpler than just whipping out your phones like you're doing right now, right. and having a look at what people are offering and just, swiping left and right on, I guess I should say, swiping left and right on pictures that you appreciate, and.
So, are you skating around the word of not saying that Tinder stuff? I don't know.
No. I'm skating around the other T word, not Tinder.
I gotcha.
Right. Just because what we do is we provide users a platform to take pictures of beers they're super enthusiastic about, and if one person likes the other person's offering. And the other person likes that offering,
you're like, no, I can't look. It's terrible. No, I know. It's crazy. but I think the point that you make is the misconceptions of social media across the board is people always take it in the gutter. Like, I'm going to get dick shots and, random stuff. But I think that in all seriousness though, let's take Snapchat for example. I mean, that is without question been, kind of morphed into this new, superpower social platform. I mean, that was the original, like, it's creepy and there's all kinds of weird stuff. But I mean, without question, there's been a number of celebs and supporters that have, certainly pushed that to be a good platform. Getting to live stream, I think that, Gunnar and I, we kind of met and connected sort of through Periscope and a couple other different platforms. I mean, like Periscope, for example, sort of still kind of taking on its own little entity. But it is interesting that there's been a lot of different fragmentations of where these live stream shows go and how people stay connected and the different types of apps. But I think the funny part about it is no matter what, I think Anel's done a great job with keeping kind of the craft beer tempo going, because it's such a commonality. I mean, so many people can talk about it. I mean, we've had, it is kind of sad that the original platform we were on kind of shit the bed, because man, there's just been some epic shows, and the good news is
I've watched a few of them.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is Gunner's done a great job kind of showcasing them on his blog, and I think I've got a few sitting in the dry dock somewhere. But
I watched them on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I mean, we've met some incredible people, and Gunner's done a phenomenal job just kind of reaching out to folks like yourself, and I think it's
absolutely,
I think it's great, because even myself, I mean, I'm definitely into craft beer, and I'm pretty frugal about what I like to enjoy. And I know that Gunner's done a great job kind of introducing me to a whole different layer of what's out there. And it's funny, because I think he was originally talking about it. He's like, oh man, he's like, that'd be cool if something like this was out there. That'd be cool if something like this was out there. And then outside I saw him kind of post. He's like, oh my god, you're gonna check out this guest. He's really awesome. So we're I think it's great.
It's a great match. You apply what works with regard to Tinder and those dating apps, and it's so easily applied to what it is that we do, and meeting people and connecting with people. And obviously you have you have other apps like Untap, which are phenomenal as well with regard to discovering beers and checking out what other people feel about those beers and ratings like that. But there wasn't anything that really truly existed with regard to trade scenes and things like that, and just social discovery, where you get to look at all these different beers that you probably never even heard of.
Right.
And that's kind of what I also thought was lacking with the current situation on social media. Is it was more of like an ISO, like I'm seeking out this, I'm looking for this, but
right.
I kind of wanted to open up people's minds to something that they didn't even know they might not want, because they didn't know it existed. And in that sense, it works great as a discovery tool, because you'll get to see things that you might not have immediately sought it out, but you never knew it existed. And now that you see it, your interest is perked.
Right. Well, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there, because when I started getting into more crafty beers, then you start hearing of the the Heady Toppers and the Pliny the Elders, of which it'd be awesome if I can find somebody to trade that with, but they're hard enough to get in their locations as it is. That I'm probably maybe I got a chance, maybe I don't have a chance, but whatnot. But there's tons of other good beers out there
Absolutely.
that you don't hear about. That it's just that you don't hear about them because maybe it's a small mom and pop shop in a local community, and they're pumping out great beer, but only the people locally in that town know about it. And so
exactly, like those hidden gems, they're everywhere. Like there are so many breweries in every state that. You get your whales that everybody's kind of looking for, and you get those heavily sought out limited release that everybody kind of knows about, and the hype is so incredibly immense, and everybody on either Facebook or Reddit is just seeking those out. But there's so many. I mean, there are so many beers out there that I don't know. I kind of got a little disappointed at the fact that the scene was kind of headed towards only those limited releases and only those whales. And it sort of seems like other people are intimidated to get into that scene. And I wanted to kind of break that, that path that it was going down. Hopefully, I mean, that's my goal. But again, on the app, we also give users the ability to search for specific beers or breweries, so that the only profiles they'll actually see and swipe on will be those beers. So we give users both. You could just discover new beers, or you could look for specific ones if you know exactly what you want and exactly what you're after.
Perfect.
Nice.
That's awesome. So what has been the best beer that you've found through the app without without it being like one of those white whales, like like a Pliny or a whatnot. What's been just a great beer that you're like, oh man, this is awesome, and yet you've never heard of it or something like that.
I mean, the latest one that I obviously heard of it was Cigar City Cafe Americano Stout. That was the latest one that I just randomly saw, and I had always wanted to try it. So it wasn't something that I had never seen before, but it was something that I had never been able to try. And it wasn't high on my list, like I gotta try Cafe Americano, but it was there and I saw it and it was convenient, right? And we both matched and it was great. And that said, I liked it a lot, but I had it in like July in like 85-degree weather, and it was so viscous and like just like so thick that it's probably more suited for like those winter nights,
yeah. Definitely. Nice. So now your background, are you like just an app developer and thought, okay, well here's a match and or
I am not. No. I have a co-founder, my friend Nick. He's actually living in Germany. He's from New York as well. I've reached out to I met him honestly. I had an idea. I mean, I have a background with apps. I don't develop them, but this isn't the first mobile application that I've been involved with. So I just went looking. I tried to network and I tried to look within actual groups, like Facebook groups that are dedicated to craft beer, to see if there was anybody I could reach out to who was an actual app developer who might have the same interest as me. Because it's one thing to have, like just a random app developer and pay a person to do this, but if you don't have that ability, you can't do it. And you also want to, to work with somebody who sees your vision and can relate because you kind of have the same interest. And yeah, I reached out to somebody that wasn't the exact person, but he worked with Nick on the app that he developed, and that's how I met Nick. And we spoke about it. We both kind of shared that vision. We thought it was great, and we went for it.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. A lot of fun so far. I mean, it's only 3 weeks since we released it.
Right.
4 weeks in a few days.
So now how's the growth been? Have you seen like a large uptick or?
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. As of the 3rd week, we had 35,000 swipes registered on the app, which is incredible. I mean, it surpassed my expectation because, again, like craft beer is a niche community, but now you're going even more niche because you're not only looking for craft beer heads, but you're also looking for people who are interested in what the app does. And so that you're getting a smaller, crowd than you normally would. So that surpassed my expectations. And we did heavy beta testing for like 5 months, something like that, reaching out to people how we can make it better, what they thought of it, and testing all bugs and stuff. And the overwhelming response that we got was super positive. So, I mean, I knew people would receive it well, but I didn't know it would be 35,000 swipes on it in 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's with super, I mean, we haven't, we're super limited marketing. I mean, we're not like paying, for press and things like that yet. So it's just been super grassroots, organic, just me basically reaching out to people.
But do you really want to do that? You know what I'm saying? I think that you right now are at that level of like underground cool. You're like the BMX ride. You're like the BMX bike. You're like I guess the skateboard before it like resurges again.
Street cred.
Telemark skiing, whatever, hanging out with, being friends with, Gunner. I don't know. No, but seriously, like I think it's like what is it that the the Wheaties box curse or something like that, where you get your face on like the box of Wheaties, or you know,
the Madden.
yeah,
I think it's Madden.
you know what I mean? And I think that
Yeah.
right now, it isn't it isn't that by any way, shape, or means that what you're doing is incredibly popular. I think that, let's face it, there's this huge boner factor where people just like completely dork it out. Like, everybody, thanks to Facebook now, is a live streaming expert. Like, hey, check it out. Here's my
Yeah.
cat laying down this hot steamer. Isn't that awesome? It's live.
Right.
What is wrong with these people? And I feel like, that, people like Gunner and myself that like, and a handful of other folks out there that get it, that are trying to celebrate folks like yourself and just provide quality content or quality UX or whatever it is. I think all of a sudden when you push it out into the mainstream, I mean, there is that fine line. And then I think the other thing too is, are you worried that, you'll get to that tipping point of saturation? Like, like Untapped is great, but you know what? I don't really use it, nearly as much as I used to back in the day when it came out. Like, once in a while I'll be something like, oh yeah, great. Or, if I get like a really, full tilt trophy beer that I come across and I haven't had yet, it's like, really rare. I feel like it's like
Right.
it's like the Pokemon bragging rights of the beer land. Like, wow, look at this,
Right.
Adoration, from Almond Gang or something like that, which you can't, you can hardly
Right.
ever find, or whatever it is. I mean, does that thought go through your mind as far as where you're at right now?
Well, that's a valid point, and of course you don't want to go so mainstream that you're not hip anymore. But I feel that we're in a more unique position in that the more people who are actually on it would improve the experience, because again, the point of it is to see a lot of profile pictures and to swipe on what you like, but to also enhance your chances of matching up with somebody. So just because you like what their picture they're offering does not mean that they will like yours. So you're not guaranteed to match up with anybody. It's user preferences. So I think in that sense, the more users that you actually have, the better your chances are for landing whatever it is that you're interested in landing, and also interacting with more people. Whereas, for some other apps, I don't know if that's the case, if more people totally benefits it. But again, and it's hard to say, because there is a certain cool factor and mystique that goes into the scene. But again, I do think it would be great if people who are intimidated by the scene as it stands now wouldn't be intimidated because our app exists. And in that sense, we bring on people who might not have gone into it, and now they feel comfortable enough to do it, because again, you're talking to one person. So it's just you and the person that you match with. You're not getting the trolls, and you're not getting the trolling and the memes that like just occur on social media all the time. And a lot of them are hilarious, but sometimes I feel kind of bad when somebody, offers like an FT, and people just rail on the guy, and I'm just like, I don't know. There's got to be a happy median, So I think it's a tightrope.
To your point, though, you said something I think is amazingly critical, and I know Gunnar and I, we've said this, and he's lived it and I've lived it. Is I think social media in general, and just the internet or the interweb or whatever the hell you want to call it, does do a really good job of policing itself and filtering out that particular type of content. Because I know that people call it, they call spade for spade. I mean, if somebody's just randomly spamming or just talking some serious smack, I mean, people are just like, who's this joker, or there's that guy. And I think to a certain extent, like you say, is people's tolerance is super micro. I mean, we used to see it. We used to see it on Blab. You just get these random people that would just start throwing all, like dick jokes and boner and whatever.
Just hate.
And we're like, blast gone. And I think that the crappy part about it is this, well, even this medium that we're on now, is much tighter. I mean, it's non-existent. I mean, I don't know. Well, I mean, this is Gunner's probably first official run on this platform, but in the few shows that I've had, I don't see it at all. But I guess what I'm saying is that to your point of the app world, I mean, there's so many back end cookies that you can track those people down that they can never find you if you really wanted to make their life miserable. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that said, I think that the audience, the listener audience, the viewer audience, or the participants are going to help kind of make sure that those people just kind of like buzz off if they are being stupid. So,
Well, there wouldn't be an opportunity really for anybody else to know what exactly is going on in your private messages, not even us. So in that sense, like, there's no policing that needs to be done. If two people match, regardless of what someone else thinks, like, hey, that's a crazy trade, man. Like, you're getting ripped, or like, I can't believe you did such a stupid, like, it doesn't matter. I mean, the only people that will be involved are the two people who want what each other are kind of offering. So in that sense, you don't really have to worry about the constant policing, which is fantastic,
right.
And the other thing that we're looking to do immediately is to get a rating system onto the app, and we're already working on that, because that would be great to have, like, and to incorporate it in a sort of reputation that is visible on the profiles that you see in your feed that you're swiping on. You get to see how trustworthy this person actually is, and that will definitely influence whether or not you want to swipe left or right on the person.
So just to be clear, you're saying a rating system for the users, not their users of beer,
correct,
but the actual users.
Right. No, not for the beer. Right.
No, that makes perfect sense.
Like Untapped exists
awesome,
for
because,
that.
That's always been, and I think, like you or like other people, I've gone on Reddit, and in fact, I think I found out about your app on Reddit.
Yeah.
And I go through the beer trade subreddit. I do check out the Facebook. I think there's a couple of groups for beer trades, as well as what else is there? I can't think of what I know that there's another thing out there.
There's forums, Instagram,
and stuff, and Beer Advocate has a whole forum dedicated to beer trades. But my nervousness always is, trading. What if I want to trade something super rare for something that someone else has, easily getting, but I just can't get. That's my prerogative. But my fear is, okay, well, I send them, $20 worth of beer plus, $10, $15 worth of shipping.
Yep.
And then I'm like, okay,
you don't get anything.
Am I getting anything in return?
Right.
So yeah, I think that rating system is going to be big thumbs up to at least get a little bit more credibility from the other person you're dealing with.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, it'll only take place, after, and we're still working out the kinks here because there's a lot to take into consideration. Like, you have to make sure that the trade was completed and that someone's not just giving you some sort of revenge rating for whatever reason that they have. It has to be legitimate, and both parties have to, be at the point where they marked their sort of relationship as traded, so both of you know that it's in trade, so to speak. And, we figured, something, much the same like Uber, once your ride is complete, that's when you're able to give, your driver 5 stars or 1 out of 5, whatever. So we're trying to incorporate something like that within the app.
Perfect. No, I think that's great. I do a lot of eBay stuff, and so I know that ratings is really important.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all that kind of stuff. So, so Dan K said, so you just still ship out like UPS. Yeah, UPS or FedEx, I think, are the two best ways. It's illegal to send it via U.S. Postal Service. Right. Am I correct? Yeah.
Which is such an archaic. I mean, it's just such a joke. It goes back to like prohibition, but whatever.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. Here in Minnesota, we still have a lot of what do they call them, blue laws or whatever.
Yeah.
You can't buy alcohol on Sundays.
Yeah, and also right, they just got rid of that law which required them to abide by like some sort of ABV cutoff point where it was like only allowed to sell beer under like 6% or 7% or something.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, there's all these archaic laws all over the place. It's nuts. I think I've mentioned before on one of our past shows, but that personally, and I don't partake in it, but that's a whole nother thing. I think that we will get legalized recreational marijuana in Minnesota before you can buy beer on Sundays.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Hopefully the world just gets caught up to date with where we're at, the fact that we don't need these kind of laws. But
well, it's funny because I mean, not that I pay complete attention, but every time it comes up, I think it's every year it goes up to the lawmakers for people to vote on, and okay, are we going to get the Sunday sales bill passed? And every year it goes down in flames. And I was like, why is it such a big deal?
What's the argument for that? Even I can't imagine what the argument is.
I mean, some of the liquor stores are against it, supposedly, and I don't get it because they're saying, well, then we have to pay for people to work on Sundays, and if I don't want to open my shop on Sundays, I'm going to be forced to because everybody else is opening their shop on Sunday.
It's like money, though, right? Doesn't it make sense to I don't know. I think I encountered that in my travels, like South Carolina, I believe, or North Carolina. I think it was South Carolina that had the same law where you can't sell on. It was so bizarre.
It's so crazy. Yeah. Well, and Dan K says that they have drive-through liquor stores. See, that's awesome.
Oh, yes. Nice.
And Dan K, I'm drinking stuff from your neck of the woods here. New Glarus, Totally Naked, and New Glarus, Two Women.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, Dan's from Wisconsin, so I got to give him a shout out every once in a while. Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you, it's funny. This is such a new platform. I think many people are just trying to figure it out. So, hey, listen, folks, you're tuned into Craft Beer Blab. Believe it or not, it's not Blab. It's Fire Talk. But I know a couple folks that are trying to chime in. I saw on the Facebook page. If you have not had a chance, you need to download the Fire Talk app. You can sign in with your Facebook account, your Twitter account, or I believe your Google account as well. And is it the first Tuesday of every month? Is that what you got going on there, Gunnar? Is that the official?
First Tuesday of the month. We'll see if during the winter months we might go back to weekly. It all kind of depends, up in the air.
Weekly.
Yeah.
I think we need to do like whiskey. I think we need to do like beer. We're just doing Lunatic. Oh yeah, Honey Weiss. Nice.
Cool.
That's good. Leinenkugels. Excellent. That's yummy.
Theme Park Beer Drinker. Nice to see you on here too.
I know, right? Hey, buddy.
Florida connection there. Orlando.
Yeah. Hey, great social feeds there. If you want a hilarious feed, check out Theme Park Beer on Instagram, Twitter. Oh my God, just hilarious. Just if I could only come back in another life and be him, that would be awesome.
Cigar City. Yeah. See, that's good stuff.
Yeah, highlights. I was in Florida this past year. Actually, I was working on my other thing. So I was in South Florida. It's a fantastic beer scene. Like it's really up and coming. They got a bunch of great shit.
No, for sure. My wife made a trip down to Florida last February, and I made sure I told her just go to the grocery store and pick up some High and some Cigar City, whatever they have.
It's funny that High Life was always sold out. Every place I would go to, I actually had to prep to get there early in order to get High Life, because surprisingly, I thought that Highlight was just, you know, they're used to it, so they take it for granted, but they love it down there too. But yeah, the Tampa scene, I mean, where Cigar City is out of, that is just exploding, man. That's a phenomenal scene. So many great breweries that are coming out in that
Well, they
scene.
just had the craft. What is it? There's some craft beer. I want to say like a expo. Craft Beer Bloggers Expo was in Tampa this past year.
It's
I thought about
appropriate choice.
Far, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really appropriate choice.
They got like Cycle now and Angry Chair and just all these hyped up. I haven't tried them yet, but I really would love to.
Right. Well, see, that's where you get on your app.
Exactly. I'll Brewswap for that Cycle, man.
Nice.
Now the question is, I'm seeing a little bit of the original old school like Foursquare check-in. Is there like a mayor of your app?
No.
No, there's no mayor.
No, there's not. And as it is now, when you first sign up for that app, what you have to do is put in your location and just the name, you know, and that's basically your profile, right? But
gotcha.
And this is, I wanted to let you guys know as well on this platform that our immediate goal, along with the rating system, is to add another feature, and that's going to be like IP mode, which is short for in-person mode. And what we plan to do with that is to take your dynamic location, so exactly where you are at that moment, and then you'll be able to see people who are within close proximity to you. So it won't be just a static location like, hey, in my profile, I said I'm in New York, but I'm actually now on vacation in Florida. It will say, hey, I'm in Florida right now. These are the people who are around you. So if you want to meet up in person, if you want to, you know, trade in person, or you want to have a bottle share or something like that, you'll be able to use IP mode. And it, you know, obviously it's also ideal for festivals or I tend to hit up a few releases and I'll see people online just looking around, like going to their phone, trying to look on Facebook and make posts like, hey, is anybody at this Tired Hands release? Like, can we meet up? And it's just such an inefficient way that's our goal, is to just kind of change that. So all you have to do is just kind of hit that IP mode and you'll be able to see everybody who's right there and see if you want to meet up with anybody.
Nice.
So,
oh, that's a great idea. I like that.
Yeah, it came out of my own experiences and my own personal needs. What I felt was just kind of missing. I love to go to festivals. I can't afford them at the moment, but because I'm working on this. But you know, I did love to go to festivals with my friends, like all across the country. And I like to go to releases that are, you know, semi nearby. And I've just noticed that everybody who attends these festivals and these releases always bring a stash, you know, in the back of their car or whatever, in their cooler to meet people and kind of just share and shoot the shit and try new beers, you know.
Right. Well, I think that's been one of the greatest things is, you know, just meeting somebody totally random and they're willing to share what they got, and you know, you bring what you got, and you know, all of a sudden it's like
it's awesome. And I feel like that's like the craft beer scene, right? It's like it's just everybody that I meet ever since I got into this scene is just, I guess it's because we were passionate about the same thing, but everyone is just so kind of friendly and we all have the same vibe, and it's just it's awesome because everybody just wants to share and to talk and to chat and to trade, and it's just there's like a camaraderie, you know, within the community that's just awesome. That's super positive.
I think it's just, I mean, a lot of it is just about trying something new that, you know, I've never had that before. Sure, I'll try it, you know. Yeah, maybe I'm not a lager fan, but I'll always try it. I mean, give it a try. Or, you know, somebody that's like, oh, well, you know, I don't like imperial stouts, but you bring one and they'll try it and they'll be like, oh yeah, it's good, but it's not something I'd get. But
right.
So
and as
I
the
think,
person bringing it, you're kind of like, try it. You got to try it. You're enthusiastic. So
right,
which is great.
Well, I think the big thing too is this platform is a great example. I mean, I gotta say, just connecting with Gunnar. I mean, there's so many different beers that I probably would have never even thought of, like Gosa. I all of a sudden couldn't stand them, bitters, sours. Man, the other day I just there's let's see, it's Lord Hobo. I don't know if you ever heard of Lord Hobo. Gunnar, that would remind me. I'll have to send some in the hot sauce package. But they do a phenomenal Gosa. It's great. It's like salty. It's sour.
Yeah,
oh man, it's so good. And I'm like drinking this, and like my buddy tried it. He goes, God. He's like, that's disgusting. He's like, how could you drink that? But man, like literally, I've put in like a full day work, and I'm like, oh my god, like I have this like just like dry, salty, like this specific type. I mean, I was like, I'm like, yeah, and I finished it. I was like, oh my god,
Nice.
that actually tasted awesome.
You like I know somebody who was super into the Gozas, and I've had them, and don't get me wrong, I like them. I'm not super enthusiastic about them, but he loves them. I think it was I can't remember if it's Westbrook or Modern Times Brewery that makes a solid Goza that I've had. But yeah, they're solid. I guess I would like sours more than I would like Gozas. If you're gonna hit me with a sour, hit me with it full effect.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny because I'm definitely not speaking for Gunnar. I remember when we had that show and we had to go out and we had to like find a sour, and I'm like, dude, I'd never had one. B, I didn't even know where the hell the first place to go to look for one. So like I found a package store that had them. And I think what was I not Rodenbach.
Rodenbach, yeah.
Rodenbach.
Those were one of the first ones that I had too.
Yeah, Rodenbach, and it was not bad. It was an interesting show. I think we were all bullshitting each other with how good they taste. We're like, this is great.
Yeah, I loved when I first got into craft beer. I feel like the sour kind of explosion just took off. This was like probably back in like 11, 12. I think when I first got into craft beer, I got into stouts, and then it was that's like 2012 was just sour. I loved sours, and I hated IPAs actually. Like I didn't understand how people like the bitterness, and then somewhere along the lines, I moved over to that side, and I kind of have it. Yeah, I mean, check this. So, yeah, I've totally embraced that. Exactly, man. And like, I still love sours. Don't get me wrong. There are so many breweries that are just fantastic. And for my other job, I had to drive down to Florida, so I stopped off in Asheville, North Carolina. Yeah, I drove, man, for like 2 days. It was a nightmare, but I stopped off at Wicked Weed, they're based out of Asheville. They make fantastic sours. But I don't know. My palate has just. I'm really about the New England IPAs at the moment. Those have just taken priority over everything else. I love them, man. I love those hazy juice bombs. They're
nice.
They're amazing. They're awesome.
Juice bombs, nice.
Indeed.
Awesome.
Yeah. I love that description. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's what they are. They are like, it's like mango, just explosion. They're awesome.
Nice.
Jonah, you're from upstate New York, right?
Yeah, Rochester.
Have you ever heard of I don't know how far it is from you, but Plan B Brewery? They're based out of Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, Poughkeepsie. Yep.
Yeah. Have you ever? I went there about 2 years ago, actually, and the guy just like sells it out of his front yard, and they were awesome. They were awesome beers.
Yeah, never been. I'm. It's like it's so. Well, the sad part is it's so micro
It
You
is.
know, I mean, but I mean, the problem. Well, Poughkeepsie for me is not far, but it's not like it's not close. And the thing is, it's so scratch batch. I mean, it's not like he's just I mean, he's selling it out of his front yard.
No, he literally, he's selling it out of. But it was solid beers. It's really solid. If you ever get the chance, it's close. If it's like within a
road trip.
5-minute.
No, God, no, it's not 45 minutes. I wish.
Oh, it's
I don't think. I'll be like, honey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the corner store.
6 hours later.
Now, well, it's not that far. But I mean, in all seriousness, though, there is. I mean, there really is, a significant amount of micro brewers that have developed here in the upstate New York. I know.
Yeah.
In Minnesota, I mean, it's got it. Yeah, nice. In Minnesota is huge. I mean, they're having a huge boom as far as microbreweries and things like that. And have you had Three Heads? Three Heads is expanding really aggressively here in upstate. As a matter of fact, they just opened up another brewery and then a tasting room locally here in Rochester. Three Heads, yeah.
Oh wow, I've never even heard of them. That's fantastic.
Three Heads is good. They do some really funky stuff. Gunner, that's another one like on the list of things I need to send you there in the hot sauce supply. But no, in all seriousness, Three Heads is doing some really funky stuff. They've got some just different approaches. I mean, again, this is another local rock brewing. They do another good job. They've got a bunch of different things, and actually, I think a couple weeks ago. Rohrbox does a really great job. They do a lot of like traditional lagers and ales and Scotch ales and things like that. I mean, they're really not really breaking out of the norm of different brewing styles, but they're good. I mean, traditional red lager is good. I mean, a blueberry lager is good, and things like that.
Yeah,
so it's really not anything that like the normal average Joe wouldn't be able to try and be like, oh, this beer sucks. But I think that's, I mean, I think from a brewery, I think that's a smart move. I think if you start getting like way too boutique with your palates, people are like, wow, these guys are like off, they're off the chart. It's like
I honestly like when I like when brewers kind of push the envelope and test that line. I really do. Like, so there's a brewery, I don't know if you heard of them, based out of. They're near Philly. Tired Hands.
I think.
No. Yeah, not me.
Tired Hands makes their one of their awesome variants is it's milkshake IPA, and they brew that with lactose. They brew it on vanilla beans, and they'll always add like a different variant of fruit, I guess. But I don't think that you like fruit based on the previous videos that I've seen. However, I love the fact that they're pushing that envelope, and it works, man. It really a lot of them are spectacular, really good, because you have that bitterness, but you also have this awesome mouthfeel and this vanilla. Yeah, it's just combined. It's really good, and obviously they make those they make those New England style IPAs as well. So yeah, I don't know. I like the experimental stuff, and what sucks just kind of falls off. Like you see the reviews and you see it doesn't work and whatever. I find that coffee IPAs work horribly. I've never had a good coffee IPA.
Well, although again, Gunner's he's gonna light up when I say this. I have to say that Ballast Point does it's like not Heart of Darkness. Anyway, it's like a vanilla porter. It's really
Victory
actually really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just had that.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad. I mean I had it. I was like all right, whatever. I went in with like super low expectations. I'm like, this is gonna suck.
Oh, there you go. Be pleasantly surprised.
And I had, and I was like,
yeah.
I'm like, all right, it's good. Although when you're talking about like the whole milkshake thing, man, to me the first thing that comes to mind is like Left Hand all day long. Left Hand milk stout.
The milk stouts, but it's not a stout. It's not stout, but it has that mouth feel, you know.
No, I agree, but that was to me when you were talking that, like, that's the only thing I've had that's like really come close
milky.
To like,
Yeah,
you know, it's good.
Right.
Yeah.
So here, Dan K just asked a question. He's like, so when you're posting a trade, is there a quantity option? How does that work?
There isn't a quantity option, so to speak, but there's a details section where you can just freely type in whatever you'd like, and that's where you kind of put in whatever else you want to say about what you're offering. So if that means multiples or if that means only one, whatever you're looking for, you could just add into those details section.
Right. Nice. Awesome. What do you think of homebrewers, and would there be like some sort of option for homebrewers to be able to
absolutely
trade out their beers to other people?
And when you think about it, like it's great, because when I was just talking about Jonah with Plan B, and he was mentioning a lot of the super micro breweries over by him, it works fantastically. And I've also thought of homebrew. So like I try to like think like 50 steps ahead of what I'm doing when I first start this out. So there's the basic concept, but then you try to think about how it can evolve. And another thing that I was trying to think about and expand upon was how to sort of create an identity for home brewers on the app, so that people know that they're home brewers, because I've known home brewers as well. I don't home brew myself, but I know home brewers, and I've bought beer from them as well. And I think it's just a fantastic option for home brewers to get their stuff out there and into the hands of a public, right? So
right.
there are plans that's kind of in the works, in the pipeline, for specifically home brewers, and to identify them, in such a way where it's almost like they're celebrated on the app, because
I'd be into that.
Homebrewers are just it's fantastic. And the ones that I've tried are just, I don't know, they usually push the envelope, and they do things that maybe other breweries are kind of scared to do, because why not, So I don't know. I really want to make sure that we tailor the app in a way so that homebrewers can get that out there in the public.
Right. Nice. And Theme Park Beer just asked a question, and I think I touched upon it, and we talked about it a little while ago, but he was asking, is there a way to call out those who you send stuff to, but they don't return the favor? And so I was just mentioning that you are developing a rating system to help weed that out.
Absolutely. So, and like you said, like it'll be sort of hybrid between like that standard, just simple Uber type of rating, but also that standard eBay feedback where you can provide ratings on maybe a few things, and it all factors together in a sort of numeric rating or something like that. But we're still working on that. But yeah, for sure. And what's great is like for the most part, I think that most people in this scene are honest and good people. But occasionally you do get that person who's just swindles. But
swindler.
But for that reason, you definitely have to put in place some kind of protection for people, so that they know what to look out for.
Right. Perfect.
Well, and I think that's a good call. And I think you were saying earlier, I mean, it's not like you're gonna send them like a whole bounty of stash. I mean, you may send them a couple bombers, so you're not like totally out.
Right. Well,
I think what Gunner's saying is that the other thing too, by the way, is that before Gunner and I even were like, all right, well let's do a swap. I mean, I didn't even know how many live stream shows that we had we had done. So I mean, if I didn't know who he was and he didn't know who I was, I don't think he'd be willing to throw a bunch of pretty solid picks in his mind my way, and vice versa. So I think you're right. I think it will certainly create an ecosystem that will be able to sustain people that are legit versus people that just want to get in there and scam, and they'll realize it. I mean, they'll get in,
right?
And people be like, "You're out."
Right.
So nice.
I think the worst would be if somebody sent over like, I didn't trade this, but I had like a vanilla Bourbon County that I managed to land in the city like a few years back when that was the variant. This place, Carmine Street Beers, I think it was, actually had it, and that was a fantastic beer, and I would be super upset, frustrated if I had ended up sending something like that to somebody who scammed me. That would just be brutal. But so that's why you definitely need something in place to.
You know what? You triggered something that reminds me. Like what is with these people on Untapped that have stupid stats and they're checking in the most ridiculous beers at all hours of the day? Are they Untapped doping?
I see this. It's like dick swinging. I don't know how they are. I don't know. There are people
what?
It's even on Instagram. I look at some of these accounts and I'm like, how do you get this stuff all the time? It's I don't know. It's kind of frustrating. I remember when Psycho Brewing released Scoop, their Neapolitan stout that was brewed with strawberry, vanilla, and dark chocolate, and it looked fantastic. But I'm just looking at these posts of what people are offering for Scoop and I'm just like, how do you guys I don't know. I mean, I thought I'd get good beer, but there's a certain upper echelon whatever of beer drinkers that I can't compete with at all.
It's nuts. It's and these people they're calling me out. They're level IPA. I'm like there. I go, first of all, there's not hours in the day. My kidneys would fail if I even thought I could hang with you for starters. I have a family. I have a life. I have a job. I have responsibilities. I need to at least say the alphabet forward, not so much backwards when I go to work. And I'm
it could also be that they could also have been in maybe a share. I remember I've had a few shares and I probably checked in 20 beers, enough where Untapped would give me the badge that I got would be something along the lines of, you might want to slow down a little bit, or something like the alcoholic badge, you might want to stop. So I've definitely gotten those. But I was at a share, so when you think about my pour was, I mean,
it's 2 ounces.
It wasn't. I'm not drinking a full glass here. I'm getting a taste, enough to enjoy it. I mean, those were and those beers that you're drinking, by the way, don't know, what was they, 8%, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. 3.5. Come on.
Yeah. 8%. There you go. I was right. Yeah.
No, see that would be like our Imperial Stout show, where then we finished it up with a whiskey shot.
Oh my god,
that was pretty bad.
One of my favorite stouts was the Bourbon County one, but this was when they had so their variants were Bramble Rye, Backyard Rye. And I forget which one was harder to get, but we won one in a raffle at the beer bar that was selling it. So we had the coffee, the regular variant, the barley wine. I'm not a huge fan of barley wines, but the Bramble, the Backyard. It was, oh my god, it was awesome. But at some point, these are 14% beers, man, and you're just. You're like, and not only that, but your stomach, it's just you're bloated, and it's like they're so heavy, man. But yeah, it just expands, and you're like, dude, wow. All right,
Yeah.
it's like 10 o'clock, and then we're like, do we go out now, or what do we do? 'Cause we're wasted, and there's nothing more I could fit in my stomach. So
we were sitting there for a while. Like the Tuesday was the new Friday. Like a couple of those beer blabs got really out of hand. Like I woke up like severely hungover. I'm like Wednesday. I was like, oh my god, what just happened?
Yeah.
It's
There's
something to have something to look forward to during the middle of the week as well, not just the weekend.
Yeah,
Right.
You look it up for like one day of work, and
yeah. Well, we fortunately we have a couple cast of characters that have not like rediscovered this platform, but like like Rush Miller and Nicole Whitty and some people like that. They and I don't wait. Where is Red Flag Dan? Is he still hanging? He's still hanging. He's still hanging. Is he still? Yeah, Red Flag Dan. There. We we got some instigators. They're this platform is still pretty new to most people because they're all brainwashed on the other platform we were on. So there's a slow move over. It's like VHS to beta to VHS to DVD to the MP3 to
Right.
what happened to Blab? It just
dude, I don't know,
Yeah.
like
It just went poof.
just like that.
Yeah, no, we kind of saw the writing on the wall, but it was like, it was all of a sudden that they weren't really supporting it anymore, and they weren't, coming out with updates.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they sent out a notice. Well, they didn't even send out a notice. They just posted on their website, oh, we're shutting down. We find the community was great, but it wasn't meeting our needs or something like that.
Really?
I was like, okay. Well, I guess we find something else.
Well,
Yeah.
it was a bummer because I think supposedly there are talks of kind of a revamp, but I mean when you piss off a number of loyal users,
Yeah, you lose that momentum, man. It's just
I mean would I go back now that I've sort of like started like rebuilding the bike chat community on this platform? Probably not, because I think it would have to be so. I mean, it would have to be so ridiculous that I'd have to say I'd be stupid to switch over. I mean, is Fire Talk the ultimate platform right now? I mean, they're working through a lot of different UX things, but I can tell you that there's been no like.
I mean,
it's
super smooth.
We haven't had to log back in again.
Yeah.
So
We haven't had to do the constant refresh of the browser. Okay, refresh the browser.
So
Yeah.
So I mean,
Everything seems fine.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like that Fire Talk without question has done their homework on things that matter. I'm not super stoked that we can control when the show stops and starts and kind of keep chit chatting. I mean, that kind of bums me out because I feel like the fun things about a lot of what we talked about with this show is like once we go off the air, it's like there's a lot of ball breaking and people jump in that don't want to be on the air.
Right.
It would get a little crazy. I mean, we had a couple shows that went on for like another hour or so.
Is that going on tonight as well?
Well,
No, I'm gonna have to log off. But yeah.
Yeah, let me know because I got another. Yeah, I'll be around for at least another half hour. So you guys.
The thing that
Or
I'm
bust
waiting,
balls.
the thing that I'm waiting for is I mean I just don't know why the most annoying platform ever just doesn't get it, and I've heard rumors that Facebook is going to split screen and multi-user. I mean if I
That would be
was
great.
I mean, again, if I was in Facebook's shoes and I was looking at what would be the next level for Facebook, if you even if you had like, I mean, whatever, like I would pay to be like a Facebook like super user to have this accessibility on Facebook.
Yeah, that's a great point.
It's stupid. Everybody's there. It's pretty straightforward. You don't have to explain it. Everyone's like, oh.
Yeah,
like
I think
it took us. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I kind of feel like that's the pattern that they've kind of been on at the moment, especially with the live stream you know, in order to compete with Periscope. And then Instagram, which they also own, is now competing with Snapchat. I think it would be a logical move for them, right? To realize that it's a good fit for them. And honestly, that would be pretty awesome if you could just honestly, like, it's so convenient. Everybody has Facebook. It's so convenient to do something like this through your Facebook. It would just, and probably easy, like easier. Even though this was super easy getting on here. I mean, I just went to the link and I signed up. I mean, there's nothing really to it, but I don't know. I guess just the familiarity of Facebook would definitely be a benefit.
Yeah. So, I mean, but I think I think the other good advantage of your point though is it does help us cultivate and grow like a core audience and following.
Yeah.
And I think like you say it's like for me being a cyclist or a snowboarder, you got to find that like really cool bike shop or really good snowboard shop or really good music store. You know what I mean? Like not like just the average big box store that has everything. So
right.
I think a lot of this is following suit with just a lot of the cultural habits. I mean, you're right. I mean, is Facebook going to go that direction? I don't really know. Again, would I derail what we're trying to do here and move over to Facebook? Probably not. I mean, I'd probably just keep mirror sharing it over to Facebook to try to get people to come over here, because I think if people are motivated really enough to want to learn more about the guest or your product or your show, instead of just like opening up their app and hitting play on on Facebook, they'll seek you out, they'll want to find you and go from there. So
right.
Anyway. All right, well listen, it's Tuesday in upstate New York, and you're in upstate New York, so not you, Gunnar. You're like way ahead of us. Hey, Gunnar, by the way, what's the weather in Minnesota? What's happening in Rochester, Minnesota? Well, chief meteorologist Gunnar Soros.
Right.
What's happening? Hey,
so we got a little bit of thunderstorms coming in today, coming in from the south, and they'll probably be heading over to New York in about 2 days.
Chance of a double IPA whoop ass coming your way.
No, it's been a great show, guys. We are over the top of the hour. So just to be fair to everyone, we'll wrap this up. Hey, Jonah, what do you got on Bike Chat on Thursday so that people know?
Ooh, Bike Chat Thursday. Very cool. Jeff Lanoski, Giant Bicycles Pro Trials Factory Rider, is going to be joining us. Yeah, he's going to be like all those crazy hops and stunts and fun kind of stuff. So I'm pretty excited. Jeff and I, we've known each other for quite a long time. He hails out of the Garden State in beautiful New Jersey. So he will be joining us Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us back here and then boy, it's gonna be a little bit of a hiatus between your next. Oh, we lost him. He's out. Hey.
Hopefully he comes back.
All right. Well, anyway,
what's
going on?
Yeah, your video went to like an icon or something.
I'm still here. Everything looks good on my ends.
Yes, this is Dan Cases. He just went into witness protection. That's funny.
You can't see me anymore? What the hell?
No, yeah, you got like an icon for a body there. It's,
no, man.
Your voice, that's great.
Fire Talk was working so well up until we started saying how well it was working, and now
it's just one of those jinx things. So
yeah, right. We were just saying it's great. The audio is clear, the video is fine, not lagging, and then suddenly I disappear.
Right. Yeah.
That's no. I'm still here. I was just listening.
I love JK witness protection program.
Yeah.
That's very fun.
What I'd like everyone to do is go and check out Brewswap app. Go ahead and download it. If you're watching this on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're checking it out. Oh, there he is. He's back. Go ahead and download it. Check it out. It's a great app. It's got a lot of potential. We got a lot of things going on with it, and it allows you to connect with other people that you're interested in possibly trading beer with. And at the very least, you can at least see nice pictures of other people's beer, and maybe you'll
Wow.
find something that you're interested in getting.
We're just a matchmaker. We just connect people. Whatever
And
they
then-
want to do is up to them.
See?
You got to say that.
It's a great way to do it too. It's
Yeah.
I'll let you
And I was just gonna say, let us know what you think. hello@brewswap.co, because we always look at everybody's feedback and we respond as soon as possible, super quickly. So any way that we can improve, just let us know for anybody who's watching or listening.
excellent. And hey, feel free to contact me or Jonah, and let us know what's going on.
Absolutely.
If you have some awesome update or something that you want to say, hey, we're gonna roll this out here. Let us know, and we'll love to have you back on the show.
Definitely, and let me know. I don't know if you have to invite me to the next crap so I could listen in and check it out, but this was super fun, and I've been watching your videos also, so I'd love to listen in on the next one. So I don't know what I need to do, but just let me know when it is.
I'll send you a link, or also check out the Craft Beer Blab Facebook group, and I think through there you can sign up for the newsletter, and I try to send out a newsletter every time we go on the air. So
okay, we'll do.
That'll work. Excellent. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Jonah, for being such a great co-host.
Yeah, thank you.
As always,
Yeah.
I'll see you on Thursday.
All right.
Aloha, guys.
Good night, guys.